Angel-6942 calling in. Angel-6942 calling in. Angel-6942 calling in. The date in human years is Friday, the 16th of April 2021. And good news, the human has had his first COVID jab. Now, I was a bit concerned because I was wondering what the COVID jab would do to an angel that was inhabiting a host body. Would he be treated like a virus and get ejected and destroyed? But apart from a sore arm, nothing's really happened, and I seem fine, and the human host seem fine. Guys, I was wondering if you had heard any news about the other angels, if they had the jab and what happened to them. If you could let me know, because I mean, I presume that I'm not the only angel sent down here, and it's not just me. Guys. Anyway, last week the UK eased its lockdown rules, so people could meet outside. And this Monday, the government said that people could go to restaurants and pubs, but they had to have spaces outdoors, like a beer garden or a patio. And a few pubs thought it wasn't worth opening because they didn't have the space and it would cost them too much money. But one pub called the Kentish Bell, which is in Bexley Heath, managed to get a licence to open between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. on the morning of the 12th. So I was wondering who would go, but apparently there were pictures of people queuing to go get a drink. And they were stood there in the cold, shivering, and they managed to get seats, and they were shivering and huddled up, but having these glasses of this amber liquid in tall glasses, and they were enjoying themselves. But there was no Diet Coke. Now, I have always been an angel. I've never had a life on earth, unlike some of the recruits that had passed away and joined us. So I don't really understand or got into this whole alcohol business. And my human host doesn't drink either. And because he doesn't have many friends, or in fact he doesn't have any friends apart from a few people at work, he has no intention of going to a pub. Well, at least not one in the local area. No. So after his COVID jab, we were passing this place called the Goldsmith Arms, and they had sort of like an area outside with benches on, and there was no one there. And I took over because I thought I wanted to explore. And I went to the lady, and she gave me a seat without a reservation because there was no one there. So I ordered a Guinness because there was this mat on the table with a name on it. And yeah, but what came out wasn't this sort of amber clear liquid I saw on the box thing. It was black, thick black, and no light could go through. And there was like this white foam on top. I mean, it looked evil. And when I tasted it, it was even worse. It was bitter. It was bitter, and it had this weird taste, and it was thick. And I wanted to gag. Oh. So I remembered that when JC was down here, he was really into this stuff called wine, and he did lots of tricks with it. So I thought it must have been good. And so I went to the lady and ordered some wine, but she talked about something about not mixing drinks. And I said I had no intention of mixing that black stuff with anything, ever. Anyway, she asked me what colour wine I wanted, white, red or rosé. And I remember JC was talking about how the wine was his blood and things like that. So I said red. And when it came to me and I tried it, it was even worse. It was like the things that the humans put on top of their chips. It was, and it just hit the back of your throat. And it had a burning sensation down below, and It was just really odd taste. And I honestly do not understand why the humans are so obsessed with this stuff, especially in the UK. I mean, it can't be good for them. No, not like Diet Coke, which can have as much as they want and eat as much as they want and never put on weight. Anyway, the UK government are also worried about the health benefits of this alcohol and how it makes people put on weight. So they've talked about making pubs and restaurants have lists of the calories, which is how much energy that contributes to people putting on weight on all their menus and everywhere. But I think that humans are so irrationally focused on going out and having this alcohol stuff, they're going to totally ignore the list and just have what they want. I mean, they might as well put makes you fat on all the glasses. Or they could make it all diet, and then they can have as much as they want, like a diet Guinness and diet wine and diet whatever that amber stuff was. That's a very good idea. Maybe I should write in. Anyway, now, you would think that the UK government had better things to worry about because they're in a lot of trouble at the moment, apart from as usual, because their ex-leader, the ex-leader from 2 leaders back called David, or as he used to say, call me Dave. Well, Dave has been criticised quite a lot because he had this friend who he gave a job to in the government called Lex. And I believe Lex was an enemy of Superman. Anyway, this was quite a high, powerful job. But when Dave left his job, he went to Lex and he got a job with Lex, despite Dave having no qualifications or experience working in the real world. Now, this job was called Lobbing. So Lex expected Dave to lob the government. Now, I didn't quite understand what lobbying was, so I sort of tried to figure it out. And as I understand it, it's like when humans are children and one of them had a big bag of sweet. Well, the person who's lobbying goes to the child and goes, please, can I have a sweetie? Please, can I have a sweetie, please? Please, I'll be your bestest friends if you give me a sweetie. Please, I'll only ask you once for a sweetie. I'll never ask you for a sweetie again. Please. But they always ask for another sweetie. Anyway, Dave was doing that to a lot of people that were working in the government and having drinks with them and having coffee with them. But he went to Ricky. Do you remember Ricky, the bloke that put the budget in the briefcase and has a wife called Bianca? So Dave went, Ricky! Please, can you give my friend Lex loads and loads of money because his business is failing? Ricky, please, can you give Rex a load of money because his business is failing? Anyway, Dave was told to go away. And somehow, Bojo found out about it and was very unhappy and asked for an inquiry. And then everybody found out about it. And it came out that a lot of people in the government had been doing this, and somebody had 2 jobs and things like that. So there's been an outrage, and they voted on having an inquiry, and they said no, they don't want an inquiry. But Bojo said no, we're going to have an inquiry because I don't think he likes Dave. Anyway, it's all in trouble and everyone's talking about it, so that's that. But it's not just the UK government that is in trouble, because in Canada, one of their representatives of Parliament accidentally appeared totally naked without any clothes on a Zoom meeting. Apparently he didn't realise the camera was on. He was there naked, standing there with something hard in his hand, a camera phone. And so he apologised, but a lot of people were outraged, saying how disgusting it was that a representative was actually standing in front of their national flag butt naked, and other people complaining that he didn't have a better webcam because he apparently had quite a good body. And his name was Willie, the parliamentary member. Anyway, I will get back to you next week.
Please, can you give me a sweetie? Please, can you give me a sweetie? Please, oh, please, give me a sweetie. I'll be your bestest friend. You give me a sweetie. Please, Ricky, please.